When you send a text and you're Tom Brady and you say, hey, it's Tom Brady, want to come work out with my football team? The answer is always yes.
Richard Sherman is a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, free agent signing. Says he first heard about the Bucs and their interest. There were 3 teams that were interested in Sherman, according to Sherman.
The 2 teams who know him.
Carolina and Seattle, and then Tampa.
Oh, I heard San Francisco in there too, but he did a podcast. He knows better than I. But the reports out there didn't mention Carolina, and they mentioned Seattle and San Francisco. So Carolina was a new entry.
But it was Brady who first reached out to Sherman to ask, hey, are you in shape? That was the first thing. And
he's apparently in great shape.
Yeah, and then Brady, I guess, relayed that information, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came calling.
Well, what a system they have going. I mean, if you're a veteran. Now look, you got a guy that just had a breakdown, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
He's coming into a team where Antonio Brown did some vile things that have been glossed over in discussions about the team.
No doubt.
But they're okay with these things. And Richard Sherman, I'm pretty sure, can still defend the sideline really well. And they've had some injuries and stuff, and they need somebody that can defend the sideline really well. And their determination is to go win the Super Bowl, and they're going to take a guy who they feel's quickly rehabilitated himself, is in good shape, and could defend the sideline.
Paul, laugh when you say what a system they have in Tampa, because the system is no one is ever going to ghost Tom Brady, the GOAT. Yep. He can text anyone, and they're going to listen, and they're going to want to play with him. There's the old story about Tiger Woods when he was shy around the ladies, going out in Vegas with Michael Jordan, and Tiger going up to Michael and say, what do I say to this woman I want to approach? And he said, say hi, I'm Tiger Woods. When you send a text and you're Tom Brady and you say, hey, it's Tom Brady, want to come work out with my football team? The answer is always yes.
Oh, there's no question about it.
But that's an amazing, no one else can tout that, right? Aaron Rodgers claimed, I need more credit for people we bring in because people want to come play with me, not the Green Bay Packers. They're not coming here for Green Bay. Offensive guys are coming here to catch passes from Aaron Rodgers. The same can be said for Tom Brady.
Well, this isn't a case where all 32 teams wanted Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman, we don't know how serious Seattle and Carolina were. This is the Bucs reaching out and saying, hey, come play with us. He didn't necessarily have a lot of other options.
Well, and Sherman admitted, he goes, this is going to be, I'm paraphrasing, he said, a lot of people are going to link me with the reigning Super Bowl champions and say, I'm going with the winner. He goes, I do get to help the winner win more, but they also presented me with the best offer.
Yeah.
So,
and there are other teams that need cornerback help who weren't looking at it.
Well, why is Antonio Brown in Tampa?
Same reason, and that's why I think Tampa's
okay with it.
And he didn't have chances
elsewhere either.
And Sherman is not Antonio Brown by any stretch of the imagination.
No, Antonio Brown has a lot worse resume.
It's saying something when you have these. I mean, and some of these wide receivers admit it. They're divas, right? And then they get with Tom Brady, and maybe it's wrong to say they get in line, but you don't hear a peep out of them.
No. And they're not afraid of age either, right? That's one of the beautiful things. A lot of fans say, well, why wouldn't you go get Richard Sherman? While these teams say, well, we're going to bring up our young guy and go with our mid-round draft pick who we're counting on to develop. And fans are driven crazy by that. Like, why wouldn't you go out and get the veteran guy if he's okay now and everything? And the Bucs are a team that's doing what most of the league never does. Most of the league lets that guy go, and they say, we're moving on from that.
Yeah.
That guy. The whole league moves on from that guy. Guys out of the league for a couple months, he becomes persona non grata pretty quickly.
There was a cutaway to the sideline on Sunday in that Rams game with Tampa where Mike Evans was throwing a hissy fit with his position coach and the receivers after Tom Brady threw the ball out of bounds on a play where he thought he was open, and they ended up settling for a field goal. And it jumps out to me because what Hutton's saying, those guys fall in line. Those diva receivers that want the ball at all times, they fall in line with Tom Brady. That's one of the first times I can remember. Even he wasn't doing it to Brady. He's not going to go up to Brady and yell, but he was slamming his helmet, and guys were having to calm him down. And he was – now, we don't know what he's saying or what's going on, but he's getting really animated and upset. But it made me think, boy, you don't see that much with Brady. Taylor Lewan wants to be called dad, and there are fans that will call him that. Tom Brady's literally the dad of that offense. You don't talk back to dad.
But
how many times have you – when's the last time you can remember a receiver going up to Brady on the sideline and shouting anything. I remember it was the behind-the-scenes NFL Films footage of Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday getting into a fight on the sideline. And I'm thinking, how many – I don't remember many receivers yelling at Peyton Manning either.
You got to have
But especially
some
Tom Brady, they're not yelling at him. But that was an offensive lineman. That was his best friend.
Right.
That they had a brother-like relationship where they could get in each other's face. But there were no receivers doing that to Peyton Manning. If that's the case, they're especially not doing it with Tom Brady.
Well, the reason it works so well for Peyton Manning is because Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne are on the same page with him, and there's not much to fight about. And the same thing now with Brady and these guys. Mike Evans is no diva receiver. He's mentioning Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown was very much a diva receiver, and he's completely changed his behavior now because Hutt, I think when he came in, they basically said, mess up and you're gone. Like, we're bringing you in. You can help us win, but if you mess up, you're out of here.
But
and he's finally come to his senses.
It's rare you get as many opportunities. Like, he talked his way and acted his way out of Pittsburgh. Like, they got rid of him and Le'Veon Bell, right? And think about what they could have done there.
Yeah.
With Big Ben trying to win one more, and we clearly know he's aged out. We'll get to that later this week.
A ton of talent there.
Right. And what they could have done and what they didn't achieve. Antonio Brown is traded to Oakland during the Hard Knocks, where it's just bizarre, like the whole aspect of it.
The foot.
He's cut. And then, all the off-the-field issues. And then he ends up in Tampa, and people are like, the Bucs are crazy. This isn't going to work. And it's like clockwork, though. When you add these vets who have had issues, and it doesn't have to be major issues, just issues on previous teams, you drop them into it used to be called the Patriots Way, right? And now it's the Tom Brady way.
It's the Brady way.
And he puts you in the right position to win.